everybody, David here, and this is another Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition class breakdown tutorial, and this particular tutorial is on the cleric archetype, the War Domain. Now, the War Domain is a very, very nice addition that goes on top of the cleric baseline. Now, as you can see here, the cleric baseline gets a lot of class features from levels 1 to 20. You'll get your proficiency bonus. You will get to cast a lot of different spells from levels 1 to spell level 9. You'll get cantrips. So you're also going to get Channel Divinity. Channel Divinity, as you level, will also allow you to cast it multiple times. You'll be able to use your ability score improvements as you level, which do one of two things. You can put points into your ability scores, or if your dungeon master allows, you can take an optional feat in chapter 6 of the player handbook. That's if your dungeon master, if he or she lets you do that. You're going to be able to destroy undead. You're going to be able to have divine intervention, and also an improvement of divine intervention. So as you can see, the cleric gets quite an arsenal of things that they can do. Well, the cleric at level 1 gets to have a divine domain, and this is their archetype. Now, divine domains add a particular flavor to your cleric. Some will let you be more of a rogue type of cleric, some will let you be more of a wizard type. Well, this is the War Domain, and the great thing about your divine domain for the cleric is that you get this at level 1. All of the other classes, with the exception of a few, they have to wait till level 2 or level 3 to get their archetype. So we're going to go ahead and start taking a look at the War Domain. Now, the War Domain is more influenced for a melee type of fighter. You know, you'll wear heavy armor, you'll get to use the good weapons. So war has many manifestations. It can make heroes of ordinary people. It can be desperate and horrific, which acts of cruelty and cowardice eclipsing instances of excellence and courage. In either case, the gods of war watch over warriors and reward them for their great deeds. The clerics of such gods excel in battle, inspiring others to fight the good fight or offering acts of violence as prayers. So as you can see, the War Domain is definitely a more in-your-face type of cleric, toe-to-toe with other monsters. So you're going to notice here that you get War Domain spells. Now I'm going to explain what domain spells are. When you are a traditional type of caster, like the cleric, you have a pool of spells that you can cast from on a daily basis. It depends on your level and your wisdom modifier. So that's your base pool of spells, and you can change that pool of spells around as you see fit, as long as it's within the level of spell range that you can cast. So what domain spells do, they are in addition to what your maximum number of spells known for your daily pool of spells are. So Divine Faith and Shield of Faith at level 1, you'll never have to memorize these. You can just always use these. But when you do use these, you have to still spend spell slots to cast these War Domain spells. It's not like they're just a free spell that you can just cast every single round. You still have to expend your spell slots on these domain spells. So that's why I wanted to kind of explain it a little bit, because a lot of people do get confused on pools of spells, slots per day, and then, you know, when you throw in domain spells, some people just are really confused on that. So at level 1, like I said, you're going to get Divine Favor and Shield of Faith. Level 3, you're going to get Magic Weapon, Spiritual Weapon. Level 5, you'll get Crusader's Mantle, Spirit Guardians. Level 7, Freedom of Movement and Stone Skin. Level 9, Flame Strike and Hold Monsters. So you can see that these are definitely war-based types of spells. And like I said, these are in addition to your daily pool of spells that you can memorize. Really nice. Now, when you do choose the War Domain, you are going to get at level 1, you're going to get bonus proficiencies. So you're going to gain proficiency with martial weapons and heavy armor. That is really strong for level 1, especially for being a cleric, because normally you can only use simple weapons and up to medium armor, but now when you choose the War Domain, you pretty much can use just about anything for martial, martial weapons and heavy armor. What's not to love about that? So, at level 1, you're also going to get War Priest. This is another class feature that you will inherit. And this is when your gods deliver bolts of inspiration to you while you are engaged in combat. When you use the attack action, you can make one extra weapon attack as a bonus action. And you can use this feature a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier, with a minimum of once. And if you expend all of your different wisdom modifier charges for War Priest, then you can regain all of your expended uses when you finish a long rest. So that is really nice. So if you are attacking, you can, as a bonus action, as long as you still have your bonus action, you only get one per turn, you can expend your bonus action, and if you have a wisdom modifier, say of 4, then you can take that extra weapon attack. And if it hits, you'll do damage. So if you have, a 4 wisdom modifier, then that means that you can use War Priest 3 more times, and then after you're out, then you have to have the long rest. So depending on where you're at, the situations that you're in, you might have to use War Priest sparingly. But it is definitely, for a level 1 class feature, really, really strong. So at level 2, just like all of the other domains and baseline cleric, you're going to get a channel divinity class feature. And for the War Domain is guided strike. So this is when you use your channel divinity to strike with supernatural accuracy. When you make an attack roll, you can use your channel divinity to gain a +10 bonus to that roll. Now, when you make this choice, when you see the roll, you have to declare you're using Guiding Strike before the Dungeon Master, before he or she says the attack hits or misses. So it's pretty straightforward. It basically, if you rolled a 7, I would say, I'm going to go ahead and invoke Inspire from my deity, and Moradin is going to enchant my weapon with Guiding Strike, giving me the extra +10. So that would make your roll a 17. Chances are you'll probably hit. But just make sure you tell the Dungeon Master, I want to use Guided Strike, before you know the result if it's a hit or miss. Straightforward. It's really nice. So, next you're going to get another Channel Divinity at level 6, and this is called War God's Blessing. And this is when a creature within 30 feet of you makes an attack roll. You can use your reaction to grant that creature a +10 bonus to the roll using your Channel Divinity. Now this works the same way as the last feature that you just got, but instead of it basically takes your reaction. So as long as you have a reaction, and you get one reaction per round, and then it'll reset on your turn when it comes back up. If one of your allies misses, you can use your Channel Divinity. As long as you still have a Channel Divinity left, you can, pull the powers from Moradin and transfer that divine energy to that creature attacking, giving that creature the +10 bonus to roll this time instead of you taking it. So it's really nice. And it has the same mechanic where you have to declare you're using the class feature before the DM if he or she says the attack hits or misses. So War God's Blessing is really nice as well. Now, you're also going to get at level 8, just like every other cleric domain, they get a Divine Strike. And this Divine Strike is catered to your domain. So take for instance the Life Cleric, their weapon Divine Strike was infused by Radiant Energy. The Trickery Domain Cleric, their Divine Strike was poison damage. But for you, the War Domain Cleric, this is when you gain the ability to infuse your weapon strikes with Divine Energy. Now once on each of your turns, when you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can cause the attack to deal an extra 1d8 damage of the same type dealt by the weapon to the target. So this is what that means. you're going to, if you are using your trusty 1d8 longsword, you will do slashing damage by default with the longsword. So when you hit one time on every one of your turns, so if you use your bonus action to take the other attack with War Domain, then you will not get to use this Divine Strike again. You can only use it once. So when you do use your attack, it does slashing damage. So you use Divine Strike, and it will do an additional 1d8 extra slashing damage for a total of 2d8 instead of 1. Really, really, really nice. Divine Strike is a really nice class feature that is for every cleric domain. And also, another great thing about Divine Strike is when you level, it levels. So when you reach 14th level, that 1d8 extra damage is out the window, and now you'll do an additional 2d8. So on your first hit, or whatever hit you want to use Divine Strike, it doesn't matter. Just use it once a turn. Instead of doing that 1d8 slashing for your trusty longsword, you'll do 3d8. I mean, really, what's not to like about that? So that's Divine Strike. And last but not least is probably the bread and butter of the War Domain, and this is Avatar of Battle. And Avatar of Battle is an unbelievable passive class feature. And Avatar of Battle gives you resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical weapons. Really, really, really strong. So basically, you will take half damage. That's what resistance is in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Resistance is you take half damage. So if Snaggletooth the Orc hits you for 20 damage with his two-handed greatsword, then, and now take into consideration, it cannot be a magical weapon. So if it's a non-magical weapon, then yes, Avatar of Battle will work. And so Snaggletooth's 20 slashing damage will only do 10 to you. So just remember, if it's a magical weapon, then Avatar of Battle will not work, and you'll take the full amount of damage, whether it be slashing, piercing, or bludgeoning. So Avatar of Battle, really, really, really nice. So, like I said, the Avatar of Battle, the War Domain is an in-your-face type of melee cleric class feature type of extra flavor for your cleric. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please feel free to leave a comment down below. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you need a cleric, if you need one of these War Domains, if you want to try one out, I have over 840 character sheets from levels 1 to level 20, every single class, every single archetype on my website at tabletopping.net, and there will be a link down below with a link to the clerics. So if you do want to try out this level 10 War Domain, level 15, level 20, whatever, download the PDF. They're on the really nice 3-page PDFs. Take it to your game and enjoy it. So thank you guys again. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.